So there's this couple in Wisconsin whom I think found me here on YouTube, which is so cute and exciting. Anyways, they decided to do some commissions for me. I think this is the third one, and it's of the Devil's Trail. I did absolutely no research, so I'm not sure where that's at. I spent about 3 weeks on this painting. In the meantime, I did make sure that I had really good company, though he did get a little fussy at times, and that was mostly due to the fact that I would not allow him to drink my paint water. Thankfully, he has redeemable qualities, and he did get over it. Now, time to talk a little bit more about art. So with recent landscapes, I've started painting or keying in the sky part first, because I feel that making sure that your sky is the lightest value, or it seems to be the lightest shade, really opens up the rest of your landscape, and it kind of makes everything feel a lot less flat, gives the eye or imagination more space to wander. So there was a lot of stop and go with this painting, as I only did a little bit each day before work, but I think that the process of breaking it down amongst several days rather than sitting down for 12 hours straight to get this done ended up having a much better outcome overall. And then I learned to appreciate the process of art making in a more sensible, grounded way. I gave my dog a little sweet treat, so if you hear any crunching, it's on him. So the sky is definitely not finished. However, I do want to start at least the top value range for the mountain. I think it'll help me break up how dark I need to make my blues in my sky. Milo. Adding that very dark value that breaks up the sky from the ground, it was just a delicious moment for me. I just went ahead and started putting boundaries for all my darker parts in the landscape, and then I brought in some darker values to the sky. So I am... He had enough. So I'm working on this commission above me. I kind of abandoned my personal project to get this one done. It's of the Devil's Trail. I have yet to research where exactly that is. However, the person commissioning it is in fact someone from Wisconsin. I do have work in 2 hours, so I'm just keying in some darker values today. So at this point, I had the funny thought that this kind of looks like one of those old Microsoft Window sleep screens, and I didn't necessarily think that was a bad thing, because I guess they were supposed to be kind of peaceful and neutral, right? Like evergreen. I also kind of thought that it looked like one of those postcards, you would get at Walgreens if you were in a different city. So again, not a bad idea. It's just kind of what I thought of when I got to this point. Milo, what you doing? Being naughty? I am going to be working on this a little bit more before I have to go to work today. What needs to happen is I need to lighten up a lot of my yellows. Right now, they're kind of a little too brown or like bronze, and so I'm going to go over some of these bits with bright yellow. And I did invite my little dog to sit with me today. I'm not going to do a ton today, but that's okay because I have to go to work in like an hour and a half. And it's snowing outside and I'm not quite used to driving. I might leave a little early so I'm extra safe on the road. I do have good company though. He gets aggressive on his bed and you do not want to see that.
15, you needed to calm down. You listened as it all came undone. Oh, 15, you don't have to be exactly what I've always been to you.
I was finally done painting every single little tree, which I actually did enjoy. No hate on that. It was a little bit overwhelming though. I started painting the rocks and then I added some details to the sky. And so I decided instead of doing the rocks like a grayscale, I ended up using a lot of the same colors that I put in the sky. So that was a lot of violets, blues, a little bit of white. And I really feel that it balanced the painting, kind of put a lens around what was going on as far as what the viewer standing there was actually seeing. I think it ended up looking really cohesive and pretty.
Walking through walls, tell me that I'll be walking through doors. 'Cause when I try to quit you,
So after 3 straight weeks of working on this painting every single day before work and sometimes after, I am finally finished. And so here is the final result, and me being a little bit quirky awkward, and I love it. I do think I kind of want to make it into a little postcard. Wouldn't that be so fun? Especially to send to these clients in the future as like a little thank you note. That's just adorable. Well, anyway, hope you enjoyed this. Have a great day.